Hi, I'm Lydyard from Marden Calisthenics College, or Miss Mel to some of you. Today we're going through a series of movements to help either advance your technique on those movements or to challenge you perhaps with some new movements for the more elite girls. Please remember that we'd like to have adults supervising at all times. If you are trying any of those new and harder movements, make sure you've mastered the basics first before you go on to those challenging moves. Make sure you put any pets away and you've got enough space on your floor and there's no trip hazards, obviously being at home by yourselves. And enjoy! Hi, I'm here with Elyse today and we're going to be talking about how to strengthen your back to prepare to do either a fish, a bird's nest, a cradle or a swallow. Just some tips and tricks to help us along the way. So we really want to make sure that the back is super warm, both up the top and down, and that can be done by your cobra stretch. Elyse is just going to show us how to push back, making sure that when you're warming up, you're going through head to the roof, stretching out and then pushing all the way back, coming back to your neutral position, rolling down and there. So we're going to make sure that we've done that quite a number of times to make sure the back is warm, and other warm-up exercises first. If you're very new to this, we need to make sure that you've got enough strength to do all of this. Can you show us a fish, Elyse? Usually this would be the first way of starting. So just pushing up nicely and aiming to touch the head and then coming back down. Once you've progressed past that point, you can start using your hands to do this, which sometimes a block is useful to actually help with the upper strength in the back and the lower as well. So we're going to go through how to grab for a cradle or a bird's nest. So we're going to take our hands inside our feet so that the hands are facing away from the body, and then she's going to gently pull up and use her upper back and lower back to actually pull on that, and having her hands there and to pull away from her body and come down. If as a parent you're going to be helping your child, you can actually support them through their upper back, and I'll just show you how to do that. Obviously being very careful if there's any pain to stop, but you can hold them there and down. And then when they become a little bit more advanced, you can actually hold the back of their feet with them. So Elyse just coming up, making sure that they've got the shoulder strength to be able to do that, but just supporting them there as you do it, and down. A good stretch on the wall is actually to put your body along the wall and to stretch that arm back and turn away from the wall, just so that they're getting that upper body strength there, and also just doing lots of handstands or handstands off the couch to make sure they've got the strength to hold their own weight. In terms of swallows, we tend to like to use a block to start with, so I'm just going to pop that under Elyse's hips so that she can start feeling what the move is like. She's going to have her legs slightly apart and pushing up just to feel that's in the correct position there. Yep, that's really nice. So that's just going to help support across their back and make them use some of their upper back as well. So usually when they're starting off, they would like to take their arms back, push off the floor and try to do that. We don't want to really encourage that behaviour, but to start with it's a good idea. So just show us Elyse, taking the arms back there and coming down. As they get a bit more advanced, doing 8 repetitions of just taking your arms up, keeping the head to the wall, and down, up and down. I won't make her do 8, but this is a really good exercise. And then as she gets a bit stronger, we're going to go up and hold, and then holding for 8 counts and taking away that block so that she can actually learn to stay there herself. Another good tip would be to have her feet put underneath a couch or something that's a bit more stable, or you as an adult or an older sibling perhaps can hold down on the feet to make sure that she can support her weight there, because usually this can tend to happen when you're learning how to do a swallow. So we want to make sure that that weight is really through their feet and that the feet are turned out as well. We don't want any sickling of the back feet, so encourage them to turn out through their legs, their hips, and all the way down, stretching their toes. Just do one more, Elyse. So holding that there can help with that, them to sustain it. Thank you. Another variation on the cradle or a swallow is a bird's nest, which is actually a bit more tricky, bringing the hands to the head. So she's going to grab, as she does for a cradle, inside the legs, pull up into a cradle first, and then she's going to bend her elbows out to the walls and bring those feet into the head, tucking the elbows up to the roof once it's finished, and then releasing, coming down either with one hand or 2 and down to prone line. I'm here with Sophie today and we're going to do the splits. So we're going to make sure that we are starting in a kneel for those that haven't done the splits before. And we're going to use our hip bones as our headlights, like the headlights on a car. So we're going to face our headlights to the wall. We're going to have a nice square kneel to start with a stretched back foot and a turned out front foot. We're going to extend the front leg, and if they haven't done it before, putting their hands on the floor can often help to support them, and to slide out gently, a little bit with the front leg and a little bit with the back leg, keeping both legs locked, stretching both feet and pulling up nice and tall through the abdominal muscles here or through those tummy muscles, and making sure that their hips or their headlights are staying really square to the wall. So if you do want to come back up into that kneel position and just try once more without your hands on the floor this time. So as they get older, they can just put their hands out to the sides and beautiful slide out into the splits. We're just going to show you now if little ones are struggling with their technique, how it can look, just so you know what to look for. So slide down Sophie in the incorrect position. As you can see here, she's opened up her hip here, and if you were to do it and struggle with a back knee bent, can you show me what that back knee would look like? As you can see, that back knee there shouldn't look like that, and that hip shouldn't be rotated up. So encouraging them to stretch out this back knee, off you go, and to rotate that hip to the wall, lifting up and resetting that position straight to the wall with nice stretched feet and knees. Sophie, and she's going to show us how to do a pull through. So the correct positions would be to open your legs into middle splits, and as you can see, the top of her foot is actually facing straight to the roof. Her ankles are turned to the front, and she's got her feet nice and stretched. Her knees are nice and locked. She's pulled up nice and in the center there. And she's going to first rotate her hips forward and lay down onto the floor. So, and as you can see, her legs have now rolled in, and then she's going to push through the middle and close both feet behind. Hi, we're here with Sophie and she's going to show us a split on back. So she's going to grab the opposite hand to her foot, is going to go underneath her foot, and the other hand is going to support around her ankle on the outside of her leg. She's going to roll down onto the floor and then extend the leg up and beside her head. She's got her front arm here square above her head and her other arm in just a nice little triangle shape on the outside of her leg. And her hips stay square during that whole process. The bottom leg stays locked and the foot is extended out. It doesn't lift up or rotate in.